as I can tell, he was at least handsome by this show's standards. So I bought that, and the thing is, they built that whole thing up for a season, for the whole season, and those stupid OVAs. And then it just turns out that she was just trolling him to get Kirino to admit her feelings for him.
Yeah.
And another thing, how is someone's first reaction to something? Oh, these siblings must want to fuck each other.
I mean,
like, a lot of this was forced. I mean, getting back to the father thing, one thing that, like, felt forced was when Kirino was saying how, no, I'm not going to give up my hobby, this is how I should be. I thought that should have been more her being angry, but they tried to play it as her, like, persevering and being strong-willed. And that, to me, felt like going to the 14-year-old girls who are actually watching. It's like, yeah, let's do this, let's be strong. I scared the cat away. And the thing is that, again, like, I think this show wanted to appeal to mainstream too much. So it watered down a lot of things that should have been more of the focus. Like, if you're going to have the two, if you want the concept of incest, as gross and creepy as it is, to be your focus, I'm fine with it so long as you actually make it the focus. But because everything was just generic, just generic comedy stuff like that, it just watered everything down to the point where by we get to the end and they do hook up, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Were you surprised when the girl who introduced Kuroneko and Kirino together turned out to be rich?
Not really. I liked that character too.
Yeah.
Like, my favorite character was Kuroneko, but she was my second.
Everyone hates Kirino. She's the worst girl in the anime.
Yeah, I'm shocked by that. And I know a lot of male people who watch this don't like him. Sort of a weird gender-hating thing. I didn't hate Kirino because that is how 14-year-old girls act, but it's when you spend too much time focusing on him and not developing either of them that I think is the problem. Like, Kirino is just sort of this brat from the beginning. She stays that way. And then season 2 starts and she's just a brat again. The characters never progressed in this. Like, because it wanted the relationship to progress. Like, when the Captain Friend Zone came over, which is what she basically is, and Kirino was just being so mean to her, I'm just like, why? It wasn't funny, it just felt unpleasant. And then you get to the last episode where I thought they actually explained too much. Where it was like, I was okay not really understanding why Kirino liked porn games and things for little children.
They're called erogi.
How does that help? Hentai games. Can we settle it there? Like,
yeah.
it was fine. That worked. I was totally okay with not knowing why she liked it. Like, it's just who she is. We don't need that. But then when you give in this weird, convoluted, she was always in love with her brother, it just... And again, we just never developed him. So when he was growing up, I never knew how to regulate anything. Like, when he would flirt with Ayase, I never really knew if that was being genuine flirtatious or if he was being a jerk or whatever that was, because I never knew how to process him as a character. Because all he was ever doing was talking about Kirino. We spent no time with him. I've never seen this before. You spend so much time with the character and get nothing out of it. And then the OVAs, my God, what was the runtime of this show? Like, it just kept going. Like, I couldn't get over that. It's like, because I watched this on Hulu, so I didn't watch the OVAs. I just read them on Wikipedia and watched the last 3 minutes on YouTube, and I looked at all the comments as everyone at the same time just puked at it. So I'm just like, my God, you get 2 seasons. Do you have any idea how many animes struggle to get 2 seasons? And then it's still not enough. You have to tack on 6 more pointless episodes. I mean, it's just stuff like that that always gets on my nerves. And again, when there's no flowing narrative or single story going on. Oh, and then Kirino getting her own manga, that pissed me off, and it turning into an anime, that was annoying. It also annoyed me that the resolution to everything was Yosuke just sort of like giving into everything.
Yeah.
Like, how does he solve the problem with the father? He takes the rap for it. Even though it's so obvious he's taking the rap, he gets punched in the face. Then with ISA, he says he's a pervert. I'm not understanding why that convinced ISA to let all this go. That didn't make any sense.
Yep.
But she does it anyways. And then we spend the rest of the show with that going on. It's trying to give across this sense that he is this kind, loving brother, and it's trying to get girls to want to have a crush on him. That's what it's trying to do. That's the truth!
No, I'm laughing at something that I saw on Facebook. Continue.
If you people want me to get better crossovers, contact better YouTubers.
Hey, I'm the one who made you do the anime reviews in the first place.
Right. Well, anyways, and it's just a lot of stuff like that. So it's like, at the end of the day, I don't think I hated Kinino, but I didn't really feel anything towards her. I mean, it just sort of went on, and it's like she gets her own manga and anime, and she gets exactly what she wants by him appeasing people with professional jobs who it matters if this show does good and gets them to do her convoluted concepts. And it's just like everything resolved itself the same way every single time. So when everything ends the same way and every setup is the same thing, it just gets boring. Also, why did we spend a lot of time showing the meta thing in the second season? It's like you needed OVAs and you wasted time in your episodes for this shit. And then the show ends with them getting married. That was so creepy.
Okay, they only get married for like a month.
Yeah, and then they're like,
that's the agreement.
For the remainder of the time we're students, we're going to be lovers, which means you know they're having sex, which means you know they're going to have a one-eyed baby. I don't know how this works. It's just like, as someone who has siblings, this didn't feel genuine to me. It didn't feel like a brother-sister relationship. It felt like writers trying to imitate a brother and sister relationship while still putting in their weird alternative idea bullshit. Like, if you really wanted the two of them to be into each other sexually, then they need to constantly be talking about that in their own inner monologue. But instead of that, they're just doing normal inner monologue, and because of this, you really can't develop either relationship, because you're trying to insert one thing here, one thing there, you just spread the characters out too thin. So even though, I'll say this, it was funnier than I thought. A lot of the stuff with Kuroneko, up until the end there, I thought was good. Like, I loved when we showed she had younger sisters, she wasn't as well off as the other ones were, and she had to take care of them. And then at the end of that scene, you hear she's still pretending to talk on the phone about Demon World stuff. That was clever. Because it shows that, no, being an otaku is part of who she is, but there's more to her like there is any real person. So it fleshes that character out and gives the story more substance. But that doesn't appear anywhere else. It's just there, and it just means that every plot point just stops. Nothing ever ends. And the characters never get to feel real because they're just stereotypes. Although having the one friend be the Marudu girl, that episode was hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
So,
and then she just shits on the other girl.
And then they're best friends in the second season.
Yeah.
So it's like, overall, I'll say this. It was better than I thought. People who like this show, I get it. I get what you like about it, sort of. It's funny at times, but it never gets its ideas across consistently. And that ending is just so fucking weird. And that it had to be in OVA form because they couldn't cut out another random episode of bullshit that no one cared about. So even though this isn't one of the worst anime I've seen, I really can't in good faith say it's good. So you give your score first.
I'm gonna give it... Actually, I don't know. I'm gonna give it... I want to...
We're running out of time here.
7. 7 out of 10.
I'm going 4 out of 10. And hey, that's better than I thought I was going to get. It was looking good for a while there, but every time it did, it just was another fucking kick in the balls. And that's all there was to it. So, yeah, if you liked it, that's fine. If you didn't, welcome to the club. I don't think you can blame any one thing on it, though. So anyways, what did you think about this? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on Oreimo. If you have anything to say about incest in fictional television shows that ultimately don't matter anyways. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe because I'm Kevin Jones.
I'm the Unknown Knight.
And there's more stuff on the way.